Peace, my family, and welcome back to all those coming out of that good cocoon for the first time. Welcome. This your girl, the butterfly. We about to take off. Let's fly. Just want to send you all that good healing energy your way. Peace, love, happiness, harmony, and abundance. Hope you guys are out there keeping your mind right and that good. Not mine. How y'all feeling? Hope you guys most definitely moving on up in your higher nature and cleansing. Oh yeah, for sure. Cleansing the lows. I came on here today to express family. And you go on this good journey within. And this is just my experience. Walking into the unknown per se. Because again, when you're ready to take that big leap, when you're ready to surrender and you moving and getting moving in the ways of the Most High, when you begin to feed yourself the right knowledge, the biggest thing is you have to walk. Even when you don't quite see the light at the end of the tunnel. You see, you gotta keep walking no matter what. You walking with all your emotions and trusting that the Most High is leading you to where you need to be. With all the tools that you carry within you, with all the tools that you gain along the way. All of it is there. All of it you have with you to strengthen you, to help you grow, to expand your mind, to raise your consciousness levels up, to rise up to who you truly are. And family, when you need that, motivation, when you need that listening ear, man, oh man, the Most High will become your best friend. And by doing so, you'll have that within yourself. And knowing that the Most High wants the best for you. And again, He created you. And of course, the things to help procreate us, the Elohim and Anunnaki, and Anarim, all of it is for you to understand who you truly are. And the only way you're going to know this is by getting to know yourselves, knowing thyself. The good, the bad, the ugly, the rawness. This journey is not for, oh, I'm perfect. No, that ain't the journey. The journey is striving for perfection. The journey is going through that dark night of the soul, fulfilling your shadow work, getting rid of the things that plague you throughout your life, things that you run from, the gifts, the things that you hide. All of it has to come up to the surface. It's all that energy balling up inside of you is only being stored. And it's on you to release. You have to begin to release everything that you've been taught in this world and start over again and relearn everything about it. All the things that triggered you, all the things that held you back, and the many gifts that you may have had as a child, the things that look around, the things that people, that places, that the things that at the time you may have thought was nothing. as you begin to go back and see for yourselves the path that you were on and what has transpired and your emotions behind it and how you felt. All of that matters when you begin to see what is being in alignment and what is not. By following the commandments, the laws of Maya, things that, you create a higher nature for yourself, moving in your higher nature, right? That's what it's about. Moving on up into your higher self and conquering the lower, and begin to really see it for what it really is. Family. Everything comes into play at different moments in your life in different situations. Of course, sometimes is needed to express a form of anger depending on the situation. And family, yes, we're supposed to be slow to anger, but that doesn't mean that in your path you won't get angry. You won't get mad. Just saying. Like I said before, you're going to express a lot of different emotions. I know I did. A lot of times alone. A lot of times in your own thoughts. A lot of times questioning everything. Questioning your experiences. What happened. Why certain things went the way they did. Your childhood trauma. Things that you run from. All of it matters because it's all something that in your journey is a part of the process. You have to go through. You have to walk through the hills, right? But you have to conquer it by not letting it trap you. Continue to keep walking. Continue to make peace with it. And not putting yourself in the same situation. It's called learning. Learning from your situations. And once you begin to learn and not put yourself in certain situations anymore, due to your own doing, right? Because sometimes stuff is outside of your control, and I'm not speaking on that. I'm speaking on things that are in your control. Your environment sometimes is outside of your control. But again, family, the people that you surround yourself every day, the people that you let in your ear, the people that you listen to, all of that feeds you. Positive, negative, right? What you consume, the radio, the TV, the social media, the TikTok, all of it feeds you. And it can be sensory overload. And if you're not careful, you can be fed going toward the path of self-destruction depending on what the frequencies are on. If they're on low frequency vibes, and again, it can keep you on that vibration, and that's not where you want to be, on the low vibes. So it's very important that you always feeding yourself on a high vibration. Again, leading on up into the heart chakra, right? Starting from the root on up, right? Grounding yourself on up, right? Learning about that, because that right there will help you to get yourself together, right? And once you begin to really see what that really means to you and your personality traits, things that you run from, your weaknesses, building up as strengths, your fears, family, that's a red flag. That's something also to help you along your journey. Again, knowing what your fears are and facing your fears. Now, I'm not talking about no bungee jumping and things. I'm talking about inner working on yourself, skills and things that you can do to better yourself. Like, for instance, let's say if you are afraid of speaking, public speaking. Let's say you're afraid of public speaking, just in general, expressing yourself, right? That's something to work on within yourself. Something that, you might need to look at yourself and really work on within. Also, it's about if you're afraid to be yourself, right? Because again, in my journey, I went through that. I'm afraid of being myself, right? And when it comes to that, I mean, walking out in the rawness of myself, no wigs, no weaves, who the Most High has created me to be, you know, that person, the one that, you kind of sometimes hide away because you don't know what people gonna think, you know what I'm saying, because at some points I did people please, and I realized it used to bite me in the butt because ultimately everybody didn't really get a glimpse of who I really was like that. Only little parts of me, and some people didn't even allow me to bring that out because, again, everybody, whether you want to realize this or not, or want to bring it to the forefront, is what I felt along my journey is a lot of people don't want to allow people to be themselves. If you do something different, you looked at like, what's up with her? Or, what's up with him? So as a child, you were always taught if you did something different, you weren't wearing a proper shoe, you weren't having this haircut or trend or whatever the world got going on, people made fun of you. And that part kind of, bothered me because, of course, nobody wants to get made fun of, right? Or talked about, right? And again, as you begin to see what triggers you, see what causes you to feel a certain way, that's a question mark because, again, family, we're supposed to be our whole selves, what people don't realize, because what the Most High has created within us is our true gifts, and they're supposed to be brought out, right? But if we can continue to keep moving on fear and not love, fear of speaking the truth, people, fear of telling people what it really is, not hiding away and seeing it for yourself, you're seeing the truth out here, but you're not out here speaking it, you're not out here telling people what it is. And that's a part of your journey, that's a part of your growth, that's a part of your development, that's a part of facing yourselves, right? And most people are afraid of what people think, and I've been there where you're afraid of that judgment, right? But once you get past that, right, and that takes time when you put yourself out there and being and knowing that your intentions are good and you're out here being yourself, right, that's when you begin to level up within, and that's when you begin to raise your consciousness levels up, and knowing that you're facing yourself and knowing that you're being true to yourself and your soul, because your soul got work to do, your soul got some facing to do. And a lot of people I can see are not ready to face their soul and do that soul work, right? But it's needed because that's why we're here. We got to do our soul work. We got to face our soul. And at the end of the day, that's what we're supposed to do. Let our soul stand, and stand out. Because that's where, the true light is. And our soul knows, right? And that meaning is real. And we must understand that all this whole time of living in this world of illusions and things that are truly not us, getting conditioned and programmed